Let's start with roof layers. This is a document that you'll have on the dealer net, and it is the perfect packet checklist for roof sales. And it'll show you step by step the process you go through and the checklist you need to have before you chat in and create a job and schedule the survey. Now, if you're doing your own site inspection, again, you need photos from each side of the home, a couple photos inside the attic. For roof layers, you want a photo of each roof layer, and you just flip through each layer like pages of a book. And then there's some extra credit photos like driveway and street access, anything else on the exterior, or any other photos of note, any pre-existing damage, things that you want to make sure that we document. Now, there are example photos in here. So here you can just see general roof photos, each side of the roof. We want to get, front, back, side. And inside the attic, it shows you attic photos that you need to submit. They need to be clear and in focus. And lastly, shingle layers, right? If it's a tile roof or a flat roof, you don't need layers. If it's a comp shingle roof, you need to go up to the eave and flip through. So if I was a sales rep, I'd probably have a small 1-story extendable ladder in my trunk and save the cost of having ESP do the survey and do it myself. I could fly a drone real quick. I could check roof layers. But if it's a 2-story roof and you don't have a big, huge ladder that you can carry around or a truck to carry it, I would probably let ESP do those surveys. And this is how you check for the layers. You just take the first shingle, and then right underneath that, there's something called a starter strip, which is the second shingle, right? So the first 2 shingles, those are usually the first layer. And then you'll likely see like a black felt or some sort of underlayment under that. And then if you lift that up, sometimes you'll see, like in this case, there's a second layer underneath where you lift it and you don't see wood below the felt. You see another granulated surface. That's the second shingle layer. And if you can, I would lift that up when you can and keep going until you see wood. And if you can't, I would take something like a screwdriver or something and try to peel back some of that second layer that's underneath the first shingle. So you lift that first shingle, scrape back whatever's underneath until you get down to wood, so you know how many layers are under there. Sometimes there's 1 layer of shingle under the edge metal, and so you know that's just 1 more layer. But sometimes this is just the top layer of a whole book of layers of shingles underneath that edge metal. And that would be a surprise. That would be a change order, something that we discover down the line. So if you want this to be accurate, you want to try to discover that up front. Just get down to the wood as much as possible. So these are just other examples of like photos of lifting up and getting the roof layer. And you can see here, they took a screwdriver or something, kind of scrape back that bottom layer underneath the shingles. Don't scrape or damage the top layer, but that bottom layer, scrape down until they could see wood. And then of course, front of the house. So those are the photos you want to take. So when you're filling this form out to create the proposal, when it talks about roof layers, this only matters for comp shingle. For everything else, it's going to be 1 layer. And you want to lift up those shingles like pages of a book.